football fans could return to stadiums to watch matches in the Premier League and EFL in December under plans drawn up by government, Sportsmail can reveal. Sources close to negotiations over the return of fans say officials at the Department of Culture, Media and Sport have now submitted proposals to the Cabinet Office for spectators to attend games in areas where coronavirus infection rates are low. Once the second national lockdown is lifted, government is yet to agree the proposals, but football sources are hugely encouraged that DCMS is prepared to put the national game on a par with other activities, following months of criticism that the arts has been allowed to admit an audience, while football has not. Football clubs and fans were infuriated and frustrated that arts lovers could attend a concert at the Royal Albert Hall, but no one could sit outside at a football match in the country's top 4 divisions. In other bizarre contradictions, fans sat in cinemas to watch matches next door to where the game was taking place and have even viewed the action on television in hospitality lounges in the same stadium. The news will bring much needed cheer for supporters and offer hope to cash-starved clubs, which have struggled since turnstiles were closed when the coronavirus pandemic gripped the UK in March. However, there will concerns at the prospect of fans returning to stadiums. The number of people dying with COVID-19 rose by 40% in the first week of November, when the virus accounted for 1 in every 6 deaths in England and Wales and killed more people than at any time since May. A weekly report by the Office for National Statistics showed that a total 1,937 people died between October 31st and November 6th and had coronavirus mentioned on their death certificate, up from 1,379 the week before. The week before that had also seen a 42% increase in deaths. The absence of fans has placed clubs under enormous financial pressure, with 10 struggling to make their payroll this month and others racking up huge debts. All events in England, including in the arts, were banned from November 5th, when a second national lockdown began, but ministers hope to bring back a regional tier system after nationwide restrictions are lifted on December 2nd. Ministers are considering a new tier arrangement for December, in which there could be even tougher restrictions in Tier 3, but activities allowed to restart in Tiers 1 and 2, and the DCMS proposals suggest that attendance could be allowed in those areas that are ranked within the lowest 2 tiers. The exact system is yet to be announced. Currently, the number of coronavirus cases are falling in Wales and northwest England, and they are below the national average in London. According to government figures, under any return plan, attendance would be allowed at all professional sport and have to be socially distanced. The total numbers of fans would be capped. Ultimately, clubs have to apply for a safety certificate from the local safety advisory group, which includes local authorities and emergency services, among others, and that will set the permitted number of spectators and any conditions on the use of a stadium. Regardless of the numbers, at this point fans and clubs would seize the opportunity to bring supporters back into grounds. Test events, such as Brighton's preseason friendly with Chelsea in August, which was attended by 2,524 people, were a huge success, and ministers and officials were impressed by how well supporters adhered to the rules. Clubs were hugely disappointed that government backtracked on plans to allow limited numbers of fans to attend games from October 3rd, while theaters and cinemas opened their doors. Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden has previously suggested the number of people traveling to football matches makes the sport a different proposition to arts events, most of which are small scale. However, Dowden and his officials appear to have listened and for the first time seem committed to placing football on an equal footing. It comes after Prime Minister Boris Johnson reassured a group of Northern MPs in a Zoom call on Monday that he was pushing for fans to come back. Brighton and Hove Albion have created a template for the return of football fans to stadiums, which other clubs are expected to follow when the turnstiles open again. Brighton's test event, in which 2,500 supporters attended a preseason friendly against Chelsea on August 29, was hailed as a huge success and witnessed by senior government officials. The results have been analysed by experts from the University of Manchester and have been incorporated into a set of guidelines for local safety advisory groups, bodies made up of representatives from the local authority, NHS, police and others in each area, which give the go-ahead for clubs to host matches. The system includes, in addition, the government's Sports Technology and Innovation Working Group is looking at other initiatives, such as the possibility of mass testing of supporters so only those who test negative attend the match. Crucially, analysis by the local health authority demonstrated the match did not result in a spike in COVID-19 infections. A transport study after the Brighton event found that 60% of supporters used public transport, even though parking was available, with many preferring to stick to their usual matchday routine. Clubs are also looking at how people will travel to and from the stadium. Bristol City has developed a system in which limited numbers of fans can be allowed to attend matches from each postcode area, thereby ensuring that public transport is not overcrowded on any individual route. In addition, Bristol City have said it would work with local pubs to manage the crowds around the stadium.